You know what absolutely grinds my gears? WWE keeps shoving Tiffany Stratton down our throats like she's the next big thing, and now they are pairing her with Stephanie Vaquer? Are you kidding me right now? This is the same Tiffany Stratton who cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase and still couldn't maintain championship gold. And don't even get me started on how they are treating Vaquer like some sidekick when she was tearing it up in other promotions. But here's the thing that'll really make your blood boil. What went down on SmackDown October 10th might have just changed everything, and the wrestling world is absolutely losing their minds over it. Let me break this down for you, because what happened on SmackDown wasn't just another tag team match. This was a calculated statement from two of the most talented women on the roster, and if you're not paying attention, you're missing the beginning of something absolutely massive. Picture this: the arena goes dark, Tiffany Stratton's music hits, and the crowd erupts. Love her or hate her, and I know half of you are typing angry comments right now, the woman knows how to make an entrance. She's strutting down that ramp with all the confidence in the world, Money in the Bank briefcase days behind her, but that hunger in her eyes? That's still there, that's burning. Then Stephanie Vaquer's music hits, and let me tell you something: if you've been sleeping on Vaquer, you need to wake up. This woman has been putting on absolute clinics everywhere she's competed. The technical ability, the lucha libre influence, the sheer intensity she brings to every single match. When these two powerhouses stood side by side in that ring, you could feel the electricity through the screen. Quick question for you: who do you think has more potential to be the next face of WWE's women's division, Stratton or Vaquer? Drop your answer below. Now, let's talk about their opponents, because this wasn't some thrown-together jobber team. WWE made sure this match meant something. The chemistry between Stratton and Vaquer from the opening bell was absolutely insane. And you want to know the craziest part? These two have completely different styles. Stratton with her power moves and athletic ability, Vaquer with her technical precision and high-flying capabilities. On paper, this shouldn't work. But here's where WWE actually got it right for once. The match started with Vaquer showcasing exactly why she's been making waves internationally. The speed, the technical wrestling, those lightning-quick arm drags, and the way she was targeting her opponent's limbs. Textbook. She was dismantling her opposition piece by piece, and you could see Stratton on the apron just studying every move. Then came the hot tag, and oh man, when Stratton came in, she came in like a wrecking ball. The power differential was immediately apparent. We're talking about devastating suplexes, that picture-perfect moonsault she's known for, the one that makes you question the laws of physics for someone her size. The crowd was on their feet. But here's what separates this from just another tag team match that we'll forget about next week. The storytelling was immaculate. There was this moment, this crucial moment in the match where Vaquer was down, Stratton was struggling, and you could see them both looking at each other. Not with distrust, not with that typical "are we really partners" nonsense that WWE usually does. No, this was mutual respect. This was two absolute warriors recognizing the fight in each other. Here's another one for the comment section: what's the best tag team finishing move you've ever seen? I want to see your answers. The near falls in this match had everyone on the edge of their seats. Every 2 count felt like it could be the finish. The timing, the counters, the reversals, this was professional wrestling at its finest. And you know what really got me? The way Stratton and Vaquer were communicating in that ring. The quick tags, the blind tags, the way they were setting each other up for signature moves. There was this incredible sequence where Vaquer hit a Hurricane Rana, and while the opponent was dazed, Stratton immediately followed up with a spinebuster that shook the entire ring. The impact was so devastating you could hear it in the cheap seats. And the crowd? They were losing it. Dueling chants, people on their feet, phones out recording every second. Now let's talk about the finish, because this is where things get really interesting. The build-up to the final moments was absolutely masterful. Both Stratton and Vaquer were showing signs of fatigue, their opponents were mounting a comeback, and for a split second, you actually believed they might lose. But then, and I'm telling you, this gave me goosebumps, they hit a combination move that was so perfectly executed, so beautifully timed, that it immediately started trending on social media. Vaquer with a suicide dive to take out one opponent on the outside, leaving Stratton alone with the legal competitor in the ring. And what does Tiffany do? She hits her devastating finisher with such authority that there was no way anyone was kicking out of that. 1, 2, 3. The referee's hand hits the mat, and the place explodes. Question time: if you could book Stratton and Vaquer's next feud, who would you put them against? Tell me in the comments. But here's why this victory matters more than you might think. This isn't just about one tag team win. This is about WWE potentially building something long-term. Think about it, when was the last time you saw the women's tag team division get this kind of attention? When was the last time a newly formed team felt this legitimate right out of the gate? The implications are massive. You've got Tiffany Stratton, who's been trying to prove she belongs in the main event scene, showing she can work with anyone. You've got Stratton and Vaquer, the international sensation, proving that she can hang with the best WWE has to offer. Together, they are potentially unstoppable. And let's talk about what this means for the women's division as a whole. For years, we've been complaining about how WWE books their women's tag teams. Teams thrown together randomly, no chemistry, no long-term planning, championships that feel meaningless. But this feels different. This feels like WWE might actually have a plan. The post-match celebration was something special too. You could see the genuine emotion from both women. Stratton, who's been criticized for being too green or not ready, vindicated. Vaquer, who some people questioned whether she could adapt to WWE style, proved them wrong. They stood in that ring, arms raised, and you could feel that this was just the beginning. Social media immediately went crazy. Wrestling Twitter was on fire. You had people who've been critical of Stratton suddenly giving her props. You had people who didn't know who Vaquer was asking where they could watch more of her matches. The engagement was through the roof. Final question for you all: rate this match out of 10. And tell me why you gave it that score. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you are probably thinking, this is just WWE trying to create buzz, they'll break them up in a month. And you know what? Maybe you're right to be skeptical. WWE has fumbled the bag plenty of times before. But here's what I'm seeing that's different this time. The presentation was intentional. Everything from the entrance, to the in-ring work, to the post-match celebration felt purposeful. WWE is investing real time and effort into making this feel important. And in today's wrestling landscape, where attention spans are shorter than ever, that means something. Think about the potential storylines. You've got the obvious path, championship pursuit. But beyond that, you've got the potential for character development, for both women to elevate each other, for real storytelling. Imagine the tension when they are both going after singles gold. Imagine the drama when one of them gets an opportunity the other doesn't. The possibilities are endless. And here's something else that's been overlooked in all the excitement. The match quality. In an era where we're constantly debating work rate versus entertainment, Stratton and Vaquer proved you can have both. They entertained, they told a story, and they delivered in-ring excellence. That's the complete package. The veteran wrestling journalists are already writing their think pieces. The podcasters are already debating what this means for WrestleMania season. The fantasy bookers are already creating elaborate storylines. And all of it stems from one incredible performance on SmackDown. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Tiffany Stratton and Stratton and Vaquer are going to save WWE's women's division single-handedly. That's not realistic. But what I will tell you is this: they just proved they deserve to be taken seriously. They proved that when given the opportunity, they can deliver. And most importantly, they proved that the future of women's tag team wrestling might be brighter than we thought. This match on October 10th wasn't just another SmackDown segment. It was a statement. It was a declaration that these two women are forces to be reckoned with. And if WWE has any sense, they'll capitalize on this momentum and build something special. So whether you're Team Stratton, Team Vaquer, or like me, you're just excited to see what comes next, we all witnessed something important on SmackDown. This is the kind of moment that in a year, we'll look back and say that's when it all started. The wrestling world is watching. The fans are invested. And Tiffany Stratton and Stratton Vaquer just put everyone on notice. Now I want to hear from you. Hit that comment section and let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about this team? Do you think they have staying power? What matches do you want to see them in next? And most importantly, smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications because you know we're covering every single development in this story. The revolution has begun, and we're here for all of it. Until next time, this is Wrestling Zone 1, and we'll see you in the next one.